on the Season 3 leaderboard, looking to climb the standings and work his way towards an at-large bid.
Yeah, Harlan's the type of player where, does he qualify on points in Season 3 or Season 4? Almost certainly not. But is he going to be in the mix at the end of the year when we start looking at those 7 at-large bids? I think so.
I think so, too. He's had some consistent performances with his Jeskai mid-range deck. And the one thing, too, to note, especially when we're in standard tournaments, he's always changing it.
Yes.
Never stays the same.
He's also on main deck copies of Ojutai's Command, although a lot less in terms of the 2-drops. He's not playing with the Stratus Dancers that we saw from Tom Ross earlier today, just on Soulfire Grandmaster.
Okay, fair enough. You see Andrew Morrow going to take a mulligan with his Esper Dragons deck. You see Harlan here, 20 years old, from Charlottesville, Virginia. Won Open Series top 8. He won that one. We were in Richmond, actually. Beat Shaheen Sarani in the finals. He did it with Jeskai Ascendancy, Jeskai tokens, the week right before the World Championships, where Yu Watanabe really put that deck on the map.
And I was about to mention here that Harlan in this photo has much shorter hair than he usually does, but if you look at the second little bullet point in the infographic here, donates his hair to charity after it reaches a certain length.
He's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, which I really can't get behind, but to each their own. But he has a former wrestler in high school like myself, so he's good in my book.
Are you going to challenge him?
I don't think that would be fair.
What are you trying to say?
We're in different weight classes, so it would not be fair.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is I'm fat, and it would not be fair.
He's 20 years old. He's in the prime of his life athletically.
Okay, so he wants me to wrestle him?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you could challenge him, and if you're trying to justify it being a fair match, you can look at the age gap where, sorry to be like this, your best wrestling day is probably in the rearview mirror.
How could you? How could you? You're not even sure if that's true.
Pretty sure.
But you're not 100% sure. I could still have it. I might not see. The problem is now I'm so in tune with professional wrestling that I might take that approach as opposed to high school wrestling, which is not, those are two completely different things.
Yep. Trying to apply the sleeper hold.
Yeah, can't do that. That's an illegal move. He's going down to 4 now. That's not good for Andrew Morrow.
No. Especially in this kind of matchup here, Harlan sideboards into a lot more 1-for-1s, a lot more sources of card advantage, so he has 3 copies of Disdainful Stroke, another copy of Dig Through Time in the deck, Narset Transcendent, and Elspeth. So mulligans are really, really punishing here because it's hard for something to slip through the cracks against Harlan in the post-board games, assuming that you're trading 1-for-1.
As we watch Andrew resolve another mulligan here, of course, much like at Grand Prix Charlotte, if you guys have questions for us guys at home, of course, we appreciate you guys watching. At SCG Live, hashtag SCGINDY all weekend long. You can send your tweets directly to me at Cedric A. Phillips or at Patrick at Basic Mountain. Looking forward to your questions about perhaps Magic Origins, some of the new cards from there, including those flipping Planeswalkers, some of the evergreen mechanics.
Yes.
Which is really sweet.
Yep. That's a great conversation, too.
One I'm sure you have a
Land Walk retired.
Gone?
They retired Land Walk.
Okay. I think that's probably a good thing, right?
Well, you know, I think that cards with text boxes that are non-interactive, that don't have a lot of gradation to them, are not great. And Land Walk is an all or nothing proposition. Like Den Protector, for example. Sometimes you can't block it, and sometimes you can block it, and that kind of depends on the stats of your creatures and how much effort is your opponent making to pump their Den Protector. That's pretty good gameplay. But I have an Island Walker, and you have an island, and it's Terminator Bust. Not as dynamic.
Not great. Those merfolk swimming across those islands. Morrow's found a land, at least, and a hand that he's happy enough with, but he's only got 1 land, just that beautiful island. So all he can do is pass the turn back over to Fear. Fear with a Flooded Strand. He'll go down to 19. Here's the Soulfire Grandmaster. The gentleman loves Jeskai. Morrow will take a draw step. All he can do is pass the turn back. Never a great time to take a mulligan like this. That's for sure.
And Harlan's hand appears to be quite good here. Multiple threats, Disdainful Stroke, I believe one of his Planeswalkers, and a Gate.
Top card going to go to the bottom. Here comes Soulfire Grandmaster. Fear will gain some life. Morrow will lose some, and now another Soulfire Grandmaster. We'll head back Morrow's way. Can he find land number 2? He does. In Dismal Backwater, he'll gain life, of course. Fear will take a draw step. It's a copy of Shivan Reef. He'll play the Reef, attack here for 4. He'll gain 4 up to 25. Morrow will go down to 15. And now here is Narset Transcendent. Elevator going up. It's a miss. Pass that turn back. A Temple of Deceit here from Morrow. Top card going to stay on top. Now here's a Thoughtseize. Get a look at Fear's hand. He's got a Negate, a Disdainful Stroke, a Lightning Strike, and a Flooded Strand.
That's a lot to try to play through.
It is.
On 4 cards.
Yeah. And that Narset that's going to consistently tick up as well. Disdainful Stroke, it looks to be the selection. Thoughtseize done resolving. Of course, Thoughtseize is going to deal 2 points of damage over to Morrow as well, so he's going to go down to 13 from casting that. Flooded Strand here from Fear will bring him down to 24. There's a Plains. Going to tick up here. That card's going to stay. Stormbat Dragon's going to come to play. And soon enough, this one will be over. Unfortunately for Andrew Morrow, we picked a bad time to mulligan a bunch. But one could argue there's never a great time to mulligan a bunch.
But if he's not dead to the creatures, he's dead to Narset going ultimate.
Yes. Here's a Foul Tongue Invocation. Reveal a Dragon Lord Ojutai. That'll take care of Soulfire Grandmaster. Morrow gets to gain a little bit of life here. So trying to stay in it. Fear will take a draw step. Looks like he's going to rebound the Lightning Strike. So Strike will go upstairs. Here's an attack.
Negate's still at the ready.
Yep. And just got a little bit more popular this weekend, I think, than we expected. For Harlan, it's no surprise because this is what he plays basically every weekend. When there's a standard open, he's always changing his deck given what he thinks the metagame will be. But you see Tom Ross playing this deck, and something that he tweeted a little bit earlier to Patrick Dickman, they said, this deck is great, so it leads me to believe that maybe both of them are playing the same deck this weekend in their particular tournaments. As you see the handshake here, Harlan and Fear are going to win this match over Andrew Morrow 2-1. Maybe Jessica's primed for a comeback.
We have not seen a lot of it lately.
Right?
But, in the hands of Harlan here, no surprise, as you mentioned, but Tom Ross advocating the deck when he